Oh, he's right around the corner. Yeah, use the dedicated poop button. Are you are you okay? You look perplexed. Yeah, I'm fine. I was just thinking about these videos I made. I left them kind of on a negative note, and I don't know. It's just been kind of bothering me, lately. Oh, that sucks, dude. Have you thought about maybe making another one? Like one last one? Yeah, I'm just afraid nobody's gonna care. Yeah, I can understand that. But, after all, why shouldn't I make a video? Hi. One last time. Let's talk about Michael Does Life one last time. I wasn't sure if I should, but then I thought,
Why not, you stupid bastard?
so, to the tripod. There we go. So here we are. We've come back. But like I said, the first video I made, it was a pretty nice video. I was praising him for the things that I thought he was and how I enjoyed his videos. And the second video happened after the whole wheel incident happened. And I'm sure everybody's sick to death of hearing about that, but that video was pretty negative. And then I just kind of left it there. The internet has a way of making people think when you say something, you perpetually feel and think that forever. Even if you don't think about it anymore. Like, you upload a video and then you don't really think about it much afterward. People don't know that. People, they just assume, oh, you're just thinking about this all the time. Like, you said this, so you're freaking out about it all the time. And this is how you feel, and you're pissed off forever about this. And that's not how it is. I did say that, in that last video that maybe it was a fluke. Maybe something like that would never happen again. And so far it hasn't. And good. I'm glad because, I don't hate the guy and I think his channel deserves to do well. Maybe he doesn't really even know how to express his true feelings about it. Maybe he does. Maybe he just avoids it and likes to pretend it never happened. I don't know. But it doesn't matter that much anymore. Yes, it happened. But I think he moved on and I think we should too. So, over the time, I I used to think that, man, this is the most clever guy in the world. He's got this 4D chess mastered. And over time, I don't think it's as clever as I thought. I don't think that he's playing the 4D chess like I thought. I think he's just doing the things he thinks will get views and clicks, spewing these opinions out that he knows will upset and piss off people. And I think that's about it. I think the whole 4D chess thing, we created all that. We added so much lore to the anime that is Michael Does Life. My air conditioner just decided to come on. I think we just didn't know what to believe anymore. And I think it's just simpler than that. I think it's just a lot simpler than that. I still think he's clever. I think he's still clever enough to get views and to trick people. But I think it's kind of like wrestling. It's kind of like these other YouTube channels that sometimes even like Kid Behind the Camera, where he's also a fan of wrestling. I think they use that storytelling, somewhat like wrestling does, to be the heel or to be whatever character. Here's the thing now, though. I'm not so sure Michael is much different in person than he is on his videos. I'm sure he is. I'm sure the way he is on the video is a very exaggerated version of himself. And I don't think he's a bad person, but I don't think it's as complicated as I used to think. I think it comes down to he picks a topic and he goes against the popular opinion. Saints Row. He made a video about Saints Row saying it was going to be garbage, but now he's saying it's the best thing ever. So I think that makes it pretty clear what's happening here. He doesn't always go against the grain, though. Sometimes he will agree with people, but he will agree up the ass and just overwhelm people with it. Kind of like the cyberpunk thing. Yes, everybody said cyberpunk was crap, but he just would not let you forget that cyberpunk was crap and that he was one of the first people, if not the first person, to find out. But I think that's what it's been this whole time. He picks a topic, goes against the popular, opinion. Kind of like this person here mentioned. I think it's just been that simple the whole time. And we, the fans and viewers, created this whole Mackleverse lore that maybe doesn't even exist. Or maybe it does. I don't know. Either way, I think this whole Saints Row thing kind of made it a little obvious what's happening and what his motives are, or his MO. You go with what will get attention. This game comes out, everybody hates it, you say you love it. This game comes out, everybody loves it, you say you hate it. Elden Ring. You say you love a game everybody hates. Saints Row. I think you get it. And I think it's just that simple. So I guess I'm not really in the middle anymore. I used to say I don't think he's a troll, but I don't think he's real either. I think now it's more 70-30. I think there's realness, but most of it's just he knows what he's doing, and he knows that if he gives off these trolly opinions, that's probably what's going to get the clicks. But the 30% is probably the real him somewhere there that shows through every once in a while. So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, besides me. The switch flip. Okay, we heard about the switch flip for a long time, and it wasn't just him sitting on the floor flipping his Nintendo Switch up and down. It was, this is the channel rebrand. So, well, we were led to believe the channel rebrand's coming, the switch flip's coming, and he said if you don't like it, leave, the real fans will stay. And I'll bring up the real fans here in a minute, but he basically said, hey, I'm going to do this thing, and this is how it's going to be, and we're going to stick with that. I presumably stick with it, but how permanent could the switch flip have actually been if he didn't actually move to LA? If he didn't move there, how was he planning on rebranding his channel only for a month or maybe a little longer? That I'm not really sure. I'm not sure what his plan there was. Maybe the plan was if I go visit this place and my channel blows up by just being an IRL streamer, then I continue to do it. And if it fails, well, Michael continues to do life. I don't know about you, but he would always say the real fans are the ones that watch. The real fans watch my streams. I don't know about you, but I don't know who has time to watch an 8, 10, 12-hour live stream. I can see people pop it in here and there, but the problem with that is when you did pop in, not much was happening. It was him walking around like it was every time. Sometimes you would come in and there was something interesting happening, but it didn't really happen a lot. One of the main problems I see with this is before the switch flip, he would tell the fans that you aren't being entertaining, you're not interacting enough, you. And it's like I said before, you can't rely on your content being the other people. People are here to watch you. Michael is supposed to be the content, not the street performer, not the nice car going up the street, not the craziness around you. You are the entertainment. People are here to watch you. If I just wanted to see LA from a camera, I can watch anybody. Anybody that has videos of LA. Or even like those cameras they have up where you can just watch live streams of cities. But we are here to watch you, Michael. Because you are entertaining. The switch flip wasn't as entertaining, in my opinion, because we got less of you. Another thing I kind of want to talk about is people tend to pick and choose what they want to believe about Michael. His whole channel is basically just a big goof, a big troll. And he will say things. And he will say so many different things. But people will pick like one or two things that he says and be like, oh no, that's truth. That's truth. What he's saying there is truth. But none of the other stuff's real. But that one thing he said there is real. How do you know that? How do you know anything he says is real? You don't. And of course he's going to say things to get people talking. Because the way his channel is, there's no, like, what's the worst that can happen? People talk bad about him? They do that anyway. So he's going to say whatever he has to say to get people talking and commenting and posting in Reddit and doing whatever it is. As long as they're talking about him, he wins. So I don't understand how people can be like, okay, I believe this thing about him. I believe this thing he said, but not this thing. When you probably shouldn't believe any of it. Now, to be quite honest, I'm kind of glad the switch flip didn't take, because I didn't find that nearly as entertaining. Michael probably thought it was entertaining because of the effort he was putting in. In Michael's shoes, that's probably the most effort he's put into his channel in a very long time. God knows how much he spent on that trip to go there, on food, wherever he was staying, I have no idea. I'm sure that was not a cheap, visit to Los Angeles of all places. So there's a large part of me that is kind of happy that he's back to the original thing. He may not feel that way. And maybe it's shitty of me to feel that way, but I think Michael's at his best when he's making me know that I'm making a fool of myself, but I can't help it. I can't help but comment and say, Michael, no, you're wrong, and I know he knows that, but I can't help it. I like when people call in and they goof on the phone. I like when he interacts with the chat. But what I like doesn't matter. Michael needs to feel fulfilled with his content too, or it's not fun to make. He's said many times it's not fun to make. God knows now whether or not he means any of the things he says. And that's what I mean. You can't just pick and choose. You just kind of don't know. Before I conclude the video, I do want to talk more about the way I left the last video. I was a little upset because I did feel like, hey, you made me feel kind of stupid for, putting this video out and praising you, and then, like, right away doing the whole wheelie wheelie thing, and that was, I wish I didn't do that. That was really stupid. I wish that would have never happened, because I feel like it turned a large portion of his audience against him, and he'll probably never get them back. And it is very unfortunate that that happened, because he may not have felt that way, but I felt like he had a good thing going. I looked forward to watching him. I looked forward to his streams. And I didn't look forward to the LA streams. I just didn't. They were too long, and not a whole lot was going on. If you want to give his channel another shot, if you left after all that, maybe go ahead and do it. And if you don't want to, that's fine. I'm not on either side anymore. I check in to see how it's going. Every once in a while, I like to see what he's saying. But at this point, I kind of can predict what's happening. And I think most of us can predict what's happening. Kind of like the worst writing in wrestling. If you do decide to watch for fun. Again, don't take it too serious, and watch it for the entertainment value, for entertainment purposes. Because that's what I think he wants to do, and what he wants to accomplish. Because at the end of the day, I think all he ever wanted to do was entertain people. Entertain people and be appreciated for it. And as far as the whole switch flip thing goes, yes, maybe it failed, but at least he tried. He tried to do something that he wanted to do, that he felt like he needed to do, and at least he gave it a shot. Not a lot of people do those things. Not a lot of people take those leaps. He did, and unfortunately it failed, but at least he tried. The beauty of a channel like Michael Does Life is you can show him you appreciate him while still telling him to go fuck himself. He has built this unique Mackleverse, or we have built this unique Mackleverse, where I think it's possible to show him you care and show him you appreciate him while also talking shit to him. I think as long as you're there watching and you interact, he knows he's still relevant. And to be relevant and be on YouTube is a pretty big deal, and that's kind of all that matters when it comes to YouTube, is to be relevant and have views. In Michael's case, everything seems to be flipped. It's the opposite. When a game comes out, people love it. He pretends to hate it. If a game comes out and people hate it, he pretends to love it. So in a universe where everything is flipped, and you want to show Michael you appreciate him, maybe just say, "Hey Michael, go fuck yourself." And maybe he'll know what you mean. I don't really know how to end this video, because this will probably be my last Michael Does Life video. And there's so much I wanted to say, and I hope I said everything, and I hope I was able to express everything correctly. And I hope I didn't leave anything out. You know, I went from discovering the channel, loving it, making a video about it, to being really upset and disappointed, making a video about that. And then I just kind of sat back and watched, just to see where things would go. And here we are. I'm just somewhere in the middle now. I check in here and there. Maybe I'm not as dedicated of a viewer as I used to be, but I'm still around. I'm still around. Well, here we are at the end. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I may have lost some of you. Maybe some of you appreciate the things I said. I don't know, but this is just how I feel now, and I guess that's about it. What is left to say? So, if you're the one person that watched this video, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. It means a lot to me, and I will see you in the next one.